Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we're taking a chapter right out of our physical fitness textbooks and translating those core foundational concepts into a super practical, dynamic workout flow. We're going to look closely at the true art and science behind the warm-up and the cool-down. Understanding the mechanics of these movements is absolutely crucial because it's going to help you completely optimize your body's potential. Okay, let's dive into this. We've taken what are normally just scattered exercises and categorized them into a highly logical, really satisfying real-world workout routine. Here is our agenda for today. 1. The why, prep and recover. 2. Activating your joints. 3. Lower body strength. 4. Cardio and core power. And finally, 5. Cool down and flexibility.
Starting things off with Section 1, the why, prep and recover.
Before we even think about breaking a sweat, we really need to establish the foundational philosophy here. There's this beautiful contrast between the two most critical phases of any exercise session. First, the warm-up. This is all about escalating energy, right? You're intentionally increasing blood flow, flexibility, and mobility through light activities to basically wake your body up. Then we have the exact opposite. The cool down. This is your intentional deceleration. It allows the body to relax, recover, and gradually slow down. And that is vital for reducing muscle stiffness and preventing that dreaded next day soreness.
So a warm-up isn't just a casual suggestion, it is literally your armor. Warming up actively prevents injuries, it enhances your overall strength, and it improves your physical coordination. But take a look at that last point because it's huge. It sharpens focus for both the body and the mind. You're mentally mapping out the work you're about to do, putting yourself entirely in the zone before the heavy lifting even begins.
Moving right along to Section 2, activating your joints.
We kick things off nice and simple. You just extend your arms straight out in front of you with a straight back, form some fists, and start slowly rotating your wrists in circular motions. Go clockwise for a bit, then switch it up to counterclockwise. This deliberate, isolated movement effectively wakes up those joints and sends a direct signal to your nervous system, prepping you for the heavier stress those joints will encounter later on.
Next up, Section 3, lower body strength. Now we're shifting into building our true foundation by targeting the legs and glutes. And this brilliantly illustrates how we can progress a standard exercise. First, stepping back into a 90-degree backward lunge isolates and builds incredible lower body strength. But then, when you introduce a side torso twist during a forward lunge, you're flawlessly combining that raw leg strength with dynamic spinal and core flexibility. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
All right, time to turn up the heat. Section 4, cardio and core power. We start this phase by getting the engine roaring. Just jogging in place, lifting those knees and pumping your arms is the absolute perfect, low-barrier way to instantly elevate your heart rate. And from there, you can seamlessly transition straight into butt kicks. You're still jogging, right? But now you're actively kicking your heels all the way up towards your glutes. This keeps your cardiovascular fitness climbing while giving an incredibly active, dynamic stretch to your quads at the exact same time.
From there, we take that running motion straight to the floor with mountain climbers. You start out in a sturdy push-up position, making sure your hands are directly under your shoulders. Then, you quickly alternate driving one knee right up towards your chest while the other leg stays extended back. This rapid, switching running motion totally blasts the core and drives that heart rate even higher. You're essentially forcing your midsection to stabilize while your legs are just firing on all cylinders.
Okay, brace yourselves, because now we arrive at the absolute powerhouse of full body movements, the burpee. The mechanics for this break down into 4 distinct steps. First, squat down and place your hands flat on the floor. Second, explosively jump your feet back into a push-up position. Third, jump those feet right back toward your hands. And fourth, stand up and leap into the air, driving your arms overhead. It is a relentless sequence for sure, but man, it builds ultimate strength and stamina.
Let's move to and see how this builds right into our grand cardio finale, the star jump. From a standing position, you explosively jump up, spreading your legs wide and throwing your arms overhead to form this giant star shape in midair before landing nice and soft. It's honestly the absolute peak of cardiovascular coordination in this entire routine.
Which brings us nicely to our final phase, Section 5, cool down and flexibility.
Phew, okay, we've hit our peak, and now it is time to intentionally bring that heart rate all the way back down and start our recovery. We begin on our hands and knees with the deeply restorative cat-to-camel stretch. This movement is entirely breathing focused. As you inhale, you arch your back and lift your head and tailbone towards the ceiling. That's your camel pose. Then, as you exhale, you round your back, tucking your chin tightly towards your chest for the cat pose. Moving smoothly between these two poses just completely melts away the tension you built up in your spine during all those high-intensity jumps.
Next, we take it down to the floor for some deep, stationary holds to really lengthen out those fatigued muscles. First up is the mountain pose. You lift your hips up and back to form an inverted V shape, keeping your head between your arms and reaching your heels for the ground. This delivers an incredible stretch through your hamstrings, your calves, and your shoulders. Then you transition into a seated forward fold. Sitting with your legs extended straight out, you just reach for your toes while keeping a straight back. It's incredibly simple, but it is hands down one of the most effective ways to stretch out your lower back and hamstrings.
Finally, we end the physical sequence by lying flat on our backs for the both leg knee hug. You extend your legs, then bring both knees right up toward your chest, wrapping your arms tightly around them. You hug them close to your body and just breathe. This comforting, restorative pose is the ultimate reward, guys. It gently stretches your lower back and actively relieves any lingering physical or mental tension from the workout.
So we've basically taken a textbook chapter on preparation and recovery and turned it into a total masterclass on treating your body right. Whether it's the dynamic rotation of a lunge or the restorative relief of a knee hug, the power is entirely in your hands now. So, I want to leave you with this one question to think about before your next gym session. Which of these exercises will you intentionally add to your routine today to completely optimize your body's potential? Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next explainer.